There we go. What do you think?
Welcome.
Welcome to day 12 of 12 days.
I know.
I feel like we're at a milestone.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't know. In the past, people said we should do like 24 days, like a whole month.
Well, of course they would.
Oh my goodness. I think if you want 24 days of giveaway, go back to day 1 and just start watching it again and pretend like you don't know the outcome.
Hit that repeat button.
Hit the repeat button.
Sit in all the lives and hope your name is called again.
That's right. You never know.
Hold on. High five. First year in a long time, we made it through all 12 days without any scammers.
That's right.
Hey, no scammers. So hopefully you weren't contacted for credit card, the fun cruise, or to purchase some iTunes cards.
That's right.
But yeah, the first time in a long time that we haven't had scammers in all 12 days. And maybe I'm beginning to think that my comments about just calling them out right away might have been enough of a scare off. So we made it all 12 days without a scammer.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I don't remember the last time we did that actually.
Hey.
So what do you figure tonight?
Well, I think if you are watching, you should hit that like and share button. Check us out on YouTube. Just a reminder that 12 Days is streaming live on YouTube too. I know we've had a few folks watching us at home on their big screens.
Yeah.
So you can check us out on YouTube now as well. And like and share.
At the very least, even if you're not watching it, make sure you guys head over there, subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're going to start doing a lot more of our content on there. So for no other reason, but it logs it better. So it's much easier to keep track of it all 10 years down the road when we're doing 12 days again. As much as I'm going to say I don't want to do it again, it's 10 more years probably.
James says, I can't stay up that late that many days in a row. Well, James, you know what? At any time, though, you can go back and watch a live feed, or you can check out the Big Sky YouTube, and then you can play it at any time, day or night.
See? Exactly. So it makes sense to keep it. Mm-hmm. So we're doing good.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Today, what a lot of work behind the scenes today again. It's pretty neat. We got special guest, and we got a special guest, and then we got a special guest. Eh?
Yes.
The stuff that I do behind the scenes that you don't see. So pretty neat. I'm pretty excited for day 12 again.
Let us know in the comment section again where you're tuning in from. We had some people tuning in from Alabama yesterday, so that was kind of new.
West Virginia?
Mississippi.
Medicine Hat,
yeah. Lee says it's Dan's grizzly beard that's scaring them off.
What's wrong with that, Lee? Come on, it's friendly.
Good evening, Lloyd. Yes, we did make it to day 12. And you know what? You and home made it to day 12 with us too. You have stuck it out. So that's great to see everybody tonight. It's hard to believe that we're almost at Christmas time.
It is crazy, actually. Mm-hmm. December is it's a very busy month for everything. It's actually hard to imagine it's the 23rd of December already.
Hey, I know. It is hard to believe.
So it's northwestern Wisconsin.
Nathan asks, has anyone stayed up and watched all 12 nights? I did miss half of one day. Ooh, okay, that's a good question. Nathan, I know the answer to that because we have had people stay up. Last night in particular was a long night. We had Stryker in the house last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long night. And there was over 100 people that made it to the end of that show live last night.
Yeah, and I actually got okay, well, I got to look at something too for the Stryker one.
Hey. Bonneville, Manitoba. Merry Christmas to all. Hello, Merry Christmas. Lloyd.
Thunder Bay, Ontario.
See, James has
South Dakota.
Tony was late one night. That's right. You know what? Here's the thing. You didn't want to miss out on the Big Sky Lives this year because we did something we've never done before. We did the Double Down Days. And just ask Chris Ross. It sucks when you're not live in studio and your name gets called for a Double Down Day.
Yeah.
That was pretty disappointing for him. But then I think Quentin thought it was pretty beneficial to be live in studio because we gave that wheel a spin again. And then Quentin landed that trip.
That's right.
Hey.
We actually, I was just looking back at some of the 12 days. It's pretty amazing. I got some social media. So this is a quick glimpse of this is one of our original 12 days setups. Can you I think we've changed a little bit in how we do our productions now, eh?
Just slightly.
It's pretty amazing the transition over the last since 2018, how we've done it, and it's pretty cool to see how we've been able to evolve and keep everybody interested at the very least.
Oh, Chris, if we didn't love you, buddy, we wouldn't bring it up. Just saying. We got people still chiming in. Hello from northern Minnesota. Hello, Mark. St. Louis, Saskatchewan. Hey. Lee, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Claude from Mitchell, Manitoba. Hey. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in here with Big Sky. Talk about your we got multiple shipments in today. Which one do you want to talk about first?
How about do you want to talk about the one that's in the oven right now?
Yeah.
So we got a shipment from our buddy Rob at Big Smoke. I'm a bit of a barbecue fan, so I had some of the sausages today. I may not have shared any with you, actually. They were delicious.
We got a nice little care package from Rob from Big Smoke in was he in Selkirk?
No, Steinbach.
Oh, in Steinbach.
I always get those two confused. One's north, one's south.
Hey.
From Steinbach. It's got a wicked restaurant there as well. Lots of amazing sauces as well, all homemade, that kind of stuff. Brisket, he makes a mean. He's the kind of place you want to go. He does competitions, he does the whole 9 yards. Those guys know Rob knows his barbecue, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I see on his socials all the time. He's at competitions and doing stuff. And him and his wife do an excellent job of running the restaurant and the catering and the trade shows and the competitions. So they are a couple that wears many hats.
They actually do. So apparently they do a ton of catering. I didn't know that. I asked them. I said, "How do you can I get catering in Alberta?" And no, they just cater local. But he'll ship anywhere. You just got to reach out to him, and he'll ship it out.
Hey,
I can't wait. We're our brisket lasagna is in the oven right now. So
brisket lasagna.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's anything with brisket lasagna. How do you go wrong?
I guess Rob Turner cooked me dinner tonight.
I warmed it up. Doesn't the warm up part count for anything?
No.
Oh, I turned the oven on.
Hey, talk about the other package you got.
What other package did I get? All the rods.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, we got all our rod samples for all the new stuff from CG Emery in today as well. You want to grab me that orange one? There's one that I'm really in particular I'm sort of excited about. It's our new Warrior series. So this one is going to be wicked. It's fun. So check that out. The Warrior. It's upside down, but it's hard to explain. But that's going to be the new Warrior series rod. It's going to be available in 3 sizes: 6, 6.5, and 7, and mediums. So they're I'm pretty stoked for these as they start coming, and we're starting to get them into some shops. Look at that, Alicia. We can make it sit there. Almost an unbreakable rod, so I'm told. I can put that to the test too. So yeah, lots of new stuff. New Titan rod showed up. They look really nice, really gorgeous blue. So the recoils. So even a fancy custom rod that you guys will see on the market come April.
Hey, is that my new rod? Haha, indestructible. Kyle, we did get a sample of your new rod in the mail. The indestructible rod. Yep.
That's right, Kyle.
Yep, buddy. We're gonna get one express shipped to you as soon as they're available to the public.
Only I'm gonna send it hot pink so he doesn't lose it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Hot pink, indestructible, ready to go.
Hey. Pre-show warm-up, something I'm curious about from a customer's perspective is Daniel and I were chatting today, and it's kind of a controversial topic, but I'm curious what you at home think, what viewers think. Daniel and I are part of the industry, so we're a little biased. But the question um is brand loyalty a thing from the consumer's end? So again, I'll ask that question. Is brand loyalty a thing from a consumer's end?
So when you're not pro staff, when you're just going to the shop to buy, is brand loyalty a big thing to you, or do you switch it over and try back and forth?
Let us know in the comment section if it is a thing or if it's not a thing. We kind of sit back and being in the industry, I feel like we're in a little bit of a unique position in the sense that Big Sky ourselves, we do not have pro staff.
Yeah.
And years ago, we kind of decided from early on that we weren't going to have pro staff over, just kind of observations from sitting back in the industry and paying attention to things. And sometimes watching individuals move to multiple companies and maybe competing companies and watching things in the industry. And so we sit back and I would say we're observers.
Yeah, we watch.
We notice things.
We notice a lot of things, for sure.
We notice things. And of course, sometimes when it comes to brand loyalty and when you have skin in the game in the industry, I can appreciate how, things come up. But I'm just curious in the comments section, is brand loyalty a thing for you? And do influencers influence you to buy things?
Yeah, that's a big thing. We've noticed a lot in the industry, in the pro staff world. We've watched we've been around. This is coming into our 10th year, so we've watched a lot of change in 10 years, and technology changes, opinions change, relationships change. I just wonder if somebody says, "Oh, this brand A is the best." Influencer is a dirty word. Yeah. So that's sort of our question. We were sort of torn on what to talk about tonight, and this was we just thought we got a good crowd. Does it make a difference when people say use product A or use product A, and then a week later they say, wow, now I use product B, and then 6 months later they now use product C, and does that make a difference? And what are some opinions on that? I'd be curious to see what it's if that's ever stumps. What would you say? Like, it doesn't get you into trouble using product A, product B, product C, but do you follow influencers, or do you find something you like and stick to what you like?
Just from a plain curiosity. Like I said, we know what goes on behind the scenes, but as a consumer on the front end, does that matter to you? So let's scroll up.
Randall's got a good one here. He says, I'm brand loyal, but only influenced by people I know, trust, and I trust their opinion. So that's a good example. It's how deep does the trust go, I guess. So let's go up to the top here. We're just gonna go back through some of this stuff. So Kyle, yes, but service and quality are the things that bring you to the brand. Very good. If the quality is there, Tony, it's hard to switch from something works. Yeah. Brand loyalty is a thing, but word of mouth, especially from friends, can change your mind. If you find something you like, most seem to stay with it. Yeah,
that's a good point. And after if there's people that you follow in the industry that for years and years and years have been promoting one product and supporting that is top notch, and then some shakeups in the industry happen, and then all of a sudden this is top notch. Does that influence you? Does it not?
Yeah. Sure. When you find a good quality product, it makes you want to keep buying. That's very good. Landon, I use what works. I like switching up myself and trying new brands.
Yeah, sometimes a good selection.
Chris Ross, yes, but you can also leave you're blind to something better.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. There's definitely a lot.
Oh, Tony, why is influencer a dirty word? Let us know that. Why do you think influencer is a dirty word? And there's some companies, in fairness, Big Sky does not have pro staff. We don't have a pro staff team. And then there's other companies that do have a pro staff team, and it's been very effective for them. I just wonder as I sit back and watch the industry in 10 years of changes and seeing people come and go and switch brand loyalties and what they're promoting, I'm curious.
Yeah, I agree. I'm always not having pro staff, and like, so we deal with pro staff on the other side of what we do with stream side. And we with that side, we pick our pro staff. We really took a long time, and I feel that we have a team. And I just it's hard to understand why people switch companies and products. Maybe for us, maybe it's because we have like our values sort of sit aligned, and when we partner with a company, like our plan is to partner for a long time.
Well,
Maybe that's the difference. We're not chasing a dollar or a new piece of equipment, or there's a personal relationship. Maybe that's the difference.
we've had long-term relationships in the industry, going
Yeah,
on
for
10
sure.
years. I can think of like right off the top of my head, Terry from TC Moto
Yeah,
has been a staple for almost 8 years for us, and continues to be a staple. Now, do we collaboratively work together with other companies? Yeah, but we still have a lot of brand loyalty to TC Moto.
that's
And
right.
seeing other companies up and coming is important. We see some other companies doing great work out there too, and we're really proud of them and have communication with them. But we have a long-standing relationship with Terry. Another
Yeah.
long-standing relationship we have is with Carla and the family at Nordic Lodge. We're going on how many years of a valued partnership with Nordic Lodge.
Yeah.
And knowing that Carla could call us at any time and ask for help, and we would be there lickety split. So if I like it, I stick with it. Okay, so experience, your own
Here's
experience.
Lee. Go for it.
Lee says, I'm 50% spoon fisherman, yet I came across Big Sky like 9 years ago. And not being a jig fisherman, I still promote the product based on the character and honesty of the owners. Yeah.
Well, owner, I'm the honest. I'm the honest one here. Angela Cook.
Angela, I don't follow influencers really. I try something. If it works, I keep buying it. That's a good point. So it sounds like experience. I'm a believer in people first and product second. The product may change, but the people do not. Stick with good people. Well, and then so then the other question is, if it's the people, what about big brands? Because like big brands maybe don't have a face to the name. Like if you talk about big store brands.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like there's some giant brands out there that are very well recognized that you just don't have a personal relationship with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not brand loyal here. I try all kinds of different brands to weed out the lower quality, even if they are big names. I found the last couple of years a lot of the jig heads are going downhill. For example, they bend over way easier than they should be. Yeah, Justin, you know what? I agree there. Quality matters. I think there also hooks matter too. And for application and style of fishing, there's also different kinds of hooks.
Which is sort of funny. It's in our early years, we used to, as we were learning year 1, year 2, we were learning a lot of new techniques and our painting strategies. Now we've got it pretty well mastered, and the hooks is the only thing that's out of our control actually.
As soon as we buy a plant to make our own hook.
Yeah, but the hooks and shipping are the only two things I can't control. We pour the lead, we paint the lead, we pack everything, we do everything else, but
yeah. Mark Hill. Oh, okay. Jason says, once I find what I like, I generally stick to it. I'm always willing to try different ones to see what the market is bringing. Yeah. Mark Hill, if I like a product, I promote it even if I don't pro staff for them. I like to test things for myself. I think that's a good point. We talked about earlier on when we talked about pro staff, personally for Big Sky is I want people to use Big Sky products because they believe in Big Sky products.
That's right.
Not because they're getting a discount or not because they're getting free products, but because they want to use it. And I think that's just a value we've stood by. It's different than a lot of places, but I'm not a pro angler for me, so it's mostly bang for my buck. So thinking about economy and finances.
For sure.
Yeah. Half the time the influencers just end up costing you a pile of money and end up leaving half the stuff at home. Great conversation coming in. Influencers might show me something, but it depends if it works for me. Lots of people talked up St. Croix rods, but I broke 2 in just over a year. Yeah, okay, that's good points. I love how everybody's, has come in with different perspectives and different considerations that I haven't even thought of.
For sure. And this isn't like, I want to make sure it's clear. This is not a brand specific conversation. It's very generalized. It's not against or anything in the industry. It's just, it was just something we were talking about that we thought it'd be a cool conversation to get a wide variety from right across the country and into the U.S.'s opinion.
Yes, we sit back and we watch, and from a business owner perspective, but what's the consumer perspective? Anything else? And lately, local guys are pulling through with great quality. Yeah, definitely. I think right across Canada and even in the States, I'm seeing some great local tackle makers and things. So
Scott's got her figured out. I am my own. I'm assuming it's my own pro staffer.
Hey, getting field testing. Figuring out what you liked.
That's right.
Far too many out there with little to no credibility. Yeah, sometimes. And then a part of me also wonders, how do you get credibility if you're a baby company?
Yeah, that's right. Or a new person coming into the industry, right? Like, with the YouTube world, that's really I think that's the future of I think that's the future of TV and this knowledge. YouTube and apps, right? Like the general TV, I don't know that that's going to be a thing. And it used to be mainstream, just like magazines used to be mainstream. And I think that's definitely going the other direction now. It's more, where it's app based or subscription based, a lot more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
that being said, you bring up another good point. Let us know in the comments. As a company, we're kind of curious too. Where are people getting their fishing content from now? Are you still diehard TV? Are you getting it from print and magazines? Are you doing YouTube? Are you using social media? Where are you getting your fishing content from? Let us know in the comments.
So Myron says they switch because they never believe in the product. They switch chasing the money, and I do believe that's a big portion of it. Knowing on the backside of things is you got to really be careful what you're, and that's why we're trying to open dialogue and learn a little bit. So
Trish Everts, I like to use what suits me for different styles of fishing. Doesn't matter on the name brand, use what works. Yeah, so again, a lot of people talking about their own fishing experiences, styles of fishing, what works for them, as opposed to getting suggestions from others.
So biggest thing is knowing how the current rods work and flex, and staying with the same brand for all my rods, regardless of brands or price. And for ordering rods online, less disappointment. I find I have a rod you never use. It's tough to say.
Dan Brady Kingsland says Dan loves the Pro Staff program. Is that true, Daniel? We have multiple conversations.
Brady is incorrect. Brady, yeah.
You know what? And again, just reiterating, just because it's not a good fit for Big Sky doesn't mean that it's not a good fit for other companies. So we're just getting consumer feedback.
Yeah, and it's always something, as we're growing and with Streamside and other companies we're doing business with right now, I'm just always curious. I'm just curious how influential some of this stuff is. Because just because I say, oh, the new Warrior rod, oh my God, it's the best, that doesn't mean nothing. It just means it's another rod on the market. It's, and for me, I don't ever really push products. I push partnerships, that I think there's opportunity for lots of different stuff to happen. So yeah. Justin Hexter.
When it is a good quality product, it self-promotes. I've been on like many times smashing fish on Big Sky Tackle. If people ask what I'm using, I never shy to show and share when it is quality product like your guys. Well, thanks, Justin. As a side note, rule of thumb, when anglers come, I always say buy 3 of each jig. I say one for you, okay?
Yeah.
A backup in case you lose yours, and a third one for your buddy when he asks what you're catching all the fish on. So that's my rule of thumb: is you buy 3 of any hook.
So Lee says, who's the face of a pallet? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a prime example. It's just a huge, big companies, and these companies rely on pro staff, right? Because they don't have a Dan and Alicia sort of as the face of a company. So it's not and we're not saying pro staff is bad by any means.
No.
We're just trying to just listen to just listen.
Sometimes the big name is not in the game, like restaurants, small mom and pop places have the best food. Yeah, I agree.
That is very true.
Yeah, and shout out, you know what? There's also some amazing pro staff out there that have done some amazing jobs in representing the companies that they represent, and they put in the time and they put in the work, and I've seen those people do some really great jobs. In all seriousness, I use what works. I've had contracts offered. I've had things thrown at me that isn't a good fit. And when you use these products daily, we are fortunate to do. You need to concentrate on quality products. Big Sky is the definition of high quality. And I guess dealing with Dan and Alicia is also great too. Sometimes, I guess, when we're not joking around.
So Tyler says, I think it comes down to the quality. Example, some jigs I've bought have the paint gone before you use it. Or you set the hook, it bends or snaps off on a big walleye. I have jigs from you guys. I've caught hundreds of fish and still look like the day I bought them.
Yeah. You know, that's bad business practice for us. I did talk about last night how we need to start changing the durability of our jigs.
Of the paint.
Of the paint.
The hook's got to stay good, just the paint, yeah.
From influencers, you may learn a new trick to bring to the field, or you may know a way to tie something you never thought you could use a product for. So I'm 50-50. That's a really good point, especially if you're looking at new fishing strategies or different techniques, like the informational pieces of things. Big Sky's come a long way. Improvements every year. They listen to customers, and that what puts you above the rest. And I think, you know, here's the thing, even around the hooks piece, I think whether it be stream side and working with Matt or with Big Sky, sometimes also humbling up too. And when you need to make improvements, then you need to make improvements, and being open to some constructive feedback as a company. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay,
this is a long one.
Jacob, after making your own jigs for the last 6 years, it's hard to break free from what I make, but definitely open to explore the options. Pro staff can be misleading because when you see the pictures online of using the sponsor product that they are representing, but when you see them on the lake fishing, another product makes it less believable to believe that they are always trustworthy. So it's hard to fix or change something that is not broken. Being said, I am willing to explore it. Hey, that's a very good point, Jacob. And also something that has been an observation. There has been many head down, hood over as they're buying products from us.
Yeah, it's
and at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And even on the water, you know, this year the jet boat we had, it's nothing Big Sky, no marking, so nobody knows who we were. We had many times on the river this year where you're sitting there and you're watching people take photos and, you know, do little YouTube blurbs or, you know, social media stuff, which is amazing.
Yep.
Then they change their coat, and they change where they are in the boat, and then they redo the whole thing again. Only they talk about being somewhere else with a different size fish. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to believe sometimes, but
yeah, it's interesting perspective. We kind of see the behind the scenes. Okay, thank you for the comments, and thank you to everybody for being respectful. Again, it's just general conversation from the consumer end.
Yeah, it's nice.
I appreciate the feedback and points.
Shane, a lot of people are influenced by other friends and fishermen regarding hooks and rods. Yeah, that's for sure. And word of mouth is always the huge one.
Yeah. I had asked the question around where is everybody getting their content from? So I'm just kind of reading the comments here. It seems like a lot of people YouTube, socials, YouTube, TV and YouTube. Some comments about kind of ongoing quality. Religious Saturday mornings are for coffee and PVR fishing shows. Fair enough. Okay, we got a couple of TV. Hooked Magazine. Yeah. Hashtag Team Green. Hey. Bring back the perch eye that will be influencing as hell. Hey. Well, okay.
Speaking of Rob the man is in the house now as well. Rob,
From
we
Big
got
Smoke.
some lasagna in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
That's Rob Turner from Big Smoke. He's who we opened the show for there.
Yeah, I got some awesome photos of your products today too, Rob. I'll post later.
Had 3 messages on ice rods today on Instagram.
Yeah.
So and Mitchell Lilly is a prime example. So Mitchell Lilly is on the pro staff team. And same with Denise Fletcher just below him there for Streamside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice. We have a group chat in the background through all our pro staff, and it's cool to see the different. It's cool to hear and stuff and see from the pro staff. So there's a huge pro staff are needed a lot in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
yeah,
it really sounds like YouTube or is the place everyone's getting their information anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark Hill, I look at products at the show. I look at products at the shows, but I have found that mom and pop shops are usually better products than the big league brands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think we've always talked. We use the term like quality over quantity,
mm-hmm.
and I think there's something to be said about quality.
Yeah, keep those comments coming in because I will be going back and watching the show, and I see a lot of content generating and lots of conversation happening. So if you have thoughts on that topic, let us know. I think just to kind of wrap up that piece around how we open the show tonight.
Yeah.
I believe we at Big Sky believe in treating people with kindness. And we treat a lot of our anglers equally. Well, I always said to Danny, I said, okay, Southern Alberta Walleye Trail, when 60 out of the 80 boats have Big Sky products, how would we ever choose one angler as a pro staff? Yeah, and so we've taken that approach of treating people with kindness and fairness, and that's just what works for us. But keep those comments coming in. I promise I'm going to go back after the show and read some of what you're saying, or you can send us a private message after the show too. I'm just looking for feedback, and thank you for letting us know where you're getting your content from. I've seen a lot of YouTube kind of coming in, so that's great. Mm-hmm. Well, let's get to our special guest, because boy, oh boy, there was a lot more being said on those topics than I thought had to be said. So thank you for that. But let's get to the main event tonight. Who we got with us?
Oh my goodness. Okay, we have well, let's just bring them in. Let's start with that instead.
We bought a fishing camp way up north in Saskatchewan. A new season is coming, and we're getting ready.
First fish of the Grand Slam. Nice fish.
Prizes are excellent for this one.
Well, what do you figure, Alicia?
Hey, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Carla. How are you doing this evening?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. I see you remodeled your living room.
Sure did. You like my piano?
Yeah, your grand piano.
Whoa, we're gonna get the solo tonight. Hey.
Yes. I had to hide the terrible mess in my office.
Organized chaos from what I see.
Yes, very, very organized.
Like any self-employed person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Do you have all yours hidden there behind your banner?
Of course.
You have no clue. If you look in front of us, it's a disaster. See right here. We just turn a little bit and got a Christmas tree in the corner. It's like festive. Okay, so
staging.
For everybody who doesn't know, this is Carla. She's one of the owners of Nordic Lodge, which is located on Reindeer Lake in northern Saskatchewan. Mm-hmm. Carla has been with 12 Days since 2018. She's always been, well, joining us and causing chaos, I guess. Uh-huh. So We've had Carla join from Mexico. We've had Carla join from all over the place. So it's been a lot of fun.
Today I met the neighbors.
Yeah, yeah, you're the neighbors. Eh? So just tell everybody a little bit about Nordic Lodge. Introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Carla.
So as Dan said, yes, I'm one of the owners of Nordic Lodge, and so we are located on the very southern tip of Reindeer Lake, approximately 2 hours and 20 minutes north of La Ronge, on an amazing gravel highway.
Be honest.
It's amazing.
I don't think it's that bad.
It actually,
I don't think
It's not.
No.
They actually do a really good job maintaining it. So
They do, yes.
yeah, so we run 9 cabins, and we have 6 that are completely like you can cook your own meals. They have full kitchens and bathrooms in it, and then we have 3 micro cabins that are used just for you to eat in the main lodge. Of course, if you want to eat in the main lodge anytime, you can stay in any of the cabins. But yeah, and if we need 10 cabins, we'll just move a family member out.
We've seen this personally. You got to sleep in a king bed twice.
Only the best for you two.
Yeah, that's right.
Only because we kept booking, and we were like max capacity plus 6 more. Plus Carly said enough.
Yeah, no more. The campers are full. Everything is full. We're done.
Yeah, that was it's always fun. You know,
That's
it's always a good time. It's there's always room in the kitchen. There's always chairs to sleep in, right?
Yeah, it mixes things up for us a little bit.
Yeah, so I know we've been I was actually just looking back. 2017 was the first time I come up to Nordic.
Was that the first year?
That was the first year. I actually found a video from 2017. I was up there in the boat. It was nasty in the video too. But
I think that intro video is from like 2013 or 14.
There's a lot of stuff in that video that was like we made something work.
Yeah, I see. We're still making it work.
It's hard to change. It's just like, here we go, right?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what's going on up at the lodge nowadays?
Oh, it's not much. It's just business as usual and carrying on, and we're getting ready here for the show season and going to some shows mostly in the States. And yeah, we'll head up in the spring and start again, give it another shot.
I know last year we were talking, you were starting to do some bear hunting, and that was going over very well. So how did that go?
Really well. So we're going into, what are we going into? Well, since COVID, I guess, since we could get Americans back into the lake. And so I think we're going on our 4th year this year with bear hunting, and it's going really well. We're 100% sold out for this year, and we're actually 50% sold out for 2026. And I would assume by the time we're done our shows that we will be booking into 2027. So
yeah, that's pretty it's pretty amazing. You think back to when you guys took over the lodge. And it's pretty amazing if you've never been to Nordic Lodge, and when you go up there or join them. We'll talk a little bit about their bus trip they have coming up as well. The history of Nordic Lodge is pretty amazing, actually. When you walk, not all the new stuff, but when you go by some of the old cabins and just think, like they've been there, like they've seen things,
Oh, absolutely. Like, what year are we? I think we're going into 14 years, and so we bought it in the 40th year. So some of the original cabins are 54 years old.
Yeah, and I know you guys are. Last time we were up there, you guys are basically working your way around the lodge in between guests, trying to you pull a cabin out of circulation and reno it now, eh? Renoing just the inside.
We're trying to do it in May. Oh yeah, the outsides have all been painted and stuff, but we try to do it in May, but sometimes the weather can be a little bit nasty up there in May, but we try to get it done in the spring. And yeah, now that we're done building new stuff, since the lodge has been completed and the micros and all that stuff, we're now moving into doing some renovations on the interior. This year we did cabin 2. I'm not sure if we're going to get to 1 this year, just with the time frame. But that's our next project now, is just going through the old stuff and fixing it up. So
and even unforeseen problems when the lake was really low, the brand new dock system they had to put in, and
the lake dropped probably 5 feet, 6 feet. So we went from a fixed dock system to a floating, which it was always an adventure, something new.
It is always an adventure up there, isn't that the truth? Always something going on.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. So
let's talk a little bit about the Grand Slam. So explain to everybody what is the Grand Slam at Nordic Lodge.
So the Grand Slam is 4 species. It is northern pike, lake trout, Arctic grayling, and a walleye.
Okay.
And Alicia, you can talk about it, can't you? Can you talk about it, Dan?
I'll tell you all about it, honey.
Maybe Alicia would like to explain to us.
Let's see how this is.
So, sorry, I forgot we're not supposed to pick on them.
You broke my rule. You know what? Carla initiated, so I just gotta follow through, right?
Well, I'm looking for some pictures now. Don't worry.
I get in trouble for picking on Daniel, so I'm on my best behavior today. Carla gets me into trouble, Carla. So the Grand Slam. You know what? We have been up 6 years of going up to Nordic Lodge, and sometimes we have gone up I think sometimes we go up even 3 times a year. We've gone up in the spring, the summer, and the fall, and multiple times. And I said to Daniel, we were coming up on the bus trip this last year, and I said, Daniel, we've never gotten the Grand Slam. All the trips that we've gone on, we've really had trips where we focused on big pike. We had trips where we focused on big lake trout, walleye fishing. There is walleye fishing up there, but we hadn't really focused on that. And we had never gone for grayling. And after, we got to have been up there 8 or 9 times. And I said to Daniel on the bus trip, I said, we got to try and get the Grand Slam. So this year on the bus trip, I did get the Grand Slam. There was, I think, 32 or 34 of us on that bus trip. And I was the only angler out of those on the bus trip. So I got a pike, I got a lake trout, I got a walleye, and I got a teeny tiny little grayling, but it still counts. It's still
doesn't matter. It still counts. That's right.
Yeah. And then I had to spend another day and a half. I got my grayling within 10 minutes. I spent another day and a half trolling the same damn island so that Daniel could try to get his grayling, and he never did.
I couldn't catch a grayling for the life of me.
Had the magic touch that day.
Yeah, but something I did learn, Carla, was after having that experience of going for the grayling, I would definitely have a different setup if I was planning on doing the Grand Slam, because I would have taken my fly rod and I would have taken some flies and some like hoppers. They were hitting bugs on the surface. So I would have been set up a lot differently. We had little meps we were trolling, but they were hitting bugs on the surface. And so I would have taken a fly rod and some flies.
Meps are usually a very good like chance to get a grayling. But again, you just have to, it's luck of the draw, right? Like they're not the easiest.
Yeah, and Nordic Lodge isn't it's not known for its grayling, and it's not known for its walleye. It's just really fortunate and really convenient that you have them so close, right? It's known for its big pike. The pike are
big pike and lake trout. Like that's what the big draw is. It's the top water lake trout in the spring and the fall. People are learning now that fishing them throughout the summer is able to. So that's why July and August now are starting to pick up, and as far as bookings go, because they are there. You just have to go down deeper for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think, and we've been there at remember that Canada Day there where it was
my goodness,
you thought
34 degrees.
Yeah, well, you thought and you sweated. It was We slept with our door wide open, the fan blowing, and I said, Alicia, are you worried about mosquitoes? She says, I don't care. The wind from their wings will cool me off.
Yeah.
It was so hot.
Oh, that was awful.
That was the anniversary year too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years. I remember putting together that PowerPoint, and boy, you sure get a sense of the development of Nordic Lodge. watching that PowerPoint that we made and looking at those old photos.
I look at that and I think to myself, we complain about how hard we work, but you look at all those pictures and you see the lack of equipment and all of the clearing of the land and all like everything that they did to build that place. We don't hardly work compared to what they did.
Yeah. When you think about it back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can remember Donna telling me stories of how they would head up the road, and if we think it's bad now, it would be like a goat trail, and they'd hit the ditch and Lloyd go walk to go get some help, and she'd be stuck there for 2 days and eat eggs out of a hubcap because that was all she had to cook it in.
That's a story. Hey.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So the Grand Slam is definitely a feat. I seen somebody asked about a couple of people were saying, Grand Slam, they were still missing their grayling. Somebody asked, what's the biggest grayling caught? Well, it was definitely not mine because I caught a little tiny baby.
I actually, to be honest with you, don't know, but I would think the one that Dan caught that September when we were up there for the Big Sky trip would probably be one of the biggest ones that I've seen.
That was 19.25 inches. He actually got it mounted, and when we did Valley Day, he was all too eager to show us.
Yeah, and it was a nice one. It was a very nice grayling, probably one of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah.
So,
I heard our guide was saying that a fact about graylings was that they only grow up to an inch a year.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that fact, to be honest. So I believe he probably could be right. I know Donna has told me that because the water is so cold that northern pike only grow half an inch a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Do we have any fact checkers tuned in? Does anybody know if there's truth to that around the growth of pike and the growth of grayling? I wouldn't even have a clue personally if that's fact or fiction. But I had heard up to they only grow an inch a year. So is that so technically if that was truth, that grayling Dan caught would be 19 years old.
Yeah. Well,
so
there's a comment. What's that?
Is there truth to that? Does anybody in watching know?
Yeah, I sure don't.
No. Mitchell Lily, you get a 20-inch grayling. That's a hog. 18s are big. Yeah, it was a beautiful.
So Dan's was one of the best ones I've seen. I know several years ago when we recorded our TV show back in like 13, 14, 15, my mom caught a really good one, but I don't know the measurement on that.
I found a picture of Dan's here. Just loaded up.
Did you? Because he had a nice one.
Hey.
Yeah, and you said that one was 19?
19.25 according to his mount.
So that's a nice grayling.
Maybe it was 16, but he had a 19 built. I don't know. It's Dan.
Maybe measuring hasn't always been his strong suit.
That means half an inch all the time. Hey, Dan?
Yeah, that's right.
You can call him after the show.
Chris Ross just said fish are way older than you think. That's probably a very true very true statement.
Hey.
You know, one of the other cool things about Nordic is you guys are sort of starting a new program up there for fly fishing for pike.
Yeah, we're doing actually quite a few things this coming summer. So just touching on the Grand Slam here before we drop grayling. So this summer I'm putting out a little competition for all anglers that come up and see us this summer, that if you catch the Grand Slam and bring me all the pictures, I'm actually going to enter you in a draw for a return trip in the following, or that fall or whenever.
Yeah.
No, it'll be for the following season. Sorry. So that's something that we're going to just promote it, try to get more people on catching the Grand Slam.
Hey, that's a great idea. I love that idea.
And the fishing up at Nordic it's pretty easy. So it's nice to be able to go up there and have now you go out, you have your fun, and now you're like, okay, let's challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to challenge yourself for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt to give the boys, the guides, a little extra work, and
that's right. You got to keep them entertained as well, right?
Yeah, got to keep them on their toes.
Carla, we have lots of people. First, Daniel said that's an awesome competition. He loves that idea. But we have also had many, many anglers in the house that are watching that have been up to Nordic Lodge and have been a part of the bus trips or been up there before. And they're saying really, really kind things about their experiences. So that's really great to see. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about experiences and word of mouth feedback. I think that's great.
That's my favorite kind of advertising. It means that we've done our job to provide a great experience for people. You know, that's their hard-earned money that they're spending to come see us. So I never want people to leave upset.
That's right. And that sort of falls into that whole, we were talking prior to bringing you in, talking about the pro staff part. And lots of people said they listen in the fishing community to like friends, family, other people who've done things. So it just shows once again, just lodge self-promotion and customers will tell you whether they want to go back or not. So
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff we can control when we have guests come into the camp. There's some things, of course, like weather and the way the fish are biting and different things like that we can't control, but we definitely try to do our very best to make the experience the best that we can.
For sure.
And it doesn't matter what the weather's like, any of that kind of stuff up there. They have an amazing area to sit up at the kitchen, fireplace. I've fallen asleep in the chair many, many times after the day of fishing. And the things that any lodge can control are your accommodations and your food. And I'll tell you, Nordic is top notch. Everything that's a controllable factor, right? And even the weather. Carl, it's ugly in the morning. Carl will go on the dock and give old Mother Nature a talking to as well. doesn't listen very well, but Carl is out there trying.
Well, surprisingly, the size of Reindeer Lake, we have very few days that are not fishable, just simply because there's so many islands and there is always somewhere to hide. You may not get up to the honey hole that, your guide or you yourself has chosen. But there is always usually somewhere to go fishing. Like I would say in a year, we're maybe lucky if we don't have 2 or 3 days max that they don't go out.
Yeah.
And it's sort of unique. One of the cool things we found out about reindeer is a couple of years back, we were heading up the lake and we were wearing just our jerseys, nice and warm. And all of a sudden we come by an arm and it was just like Mother Nature decided that was going to be winter for that stretch. And all of a sudden you needed just about your parka on, and then you get by that stretch and all of a sudden it's t-shirt weather again.
Yeah.
Being such a big body of water, I think there's tons of opportunity out there for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Noah's got a question. What's the best species on Reindeer Lake? I would say in Reindeer Lake, because they're probably not on the lake.
Yes, definitely in. But so Reindeer Lake is very well known for lake trout and northern pike. Like you said before, the grayling and the walleye is just a little bit of an added bonus. So the big draw is the early spring, beginning of June to probably anywhere from the 5th to the 10th of July, depending on our weather. We always have the top water lake trout, and then again in the fall when it cools off.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this fly fishing that you both brought up. So this is news to me. So I'm curious to learn more about how you're going to be featuring fly fishing more.
Well, we've been fortunate, just like you guys, to connect with different people in the industry. And so through networking and stuff, I've been working with a guy out of the States that is a guide, and he's very interested in promoting fly fishing for pike on Reindeer Lake. So we've had him come up now a couple summers. So our best pike season on Reindeer is the last 2 weeks of August, just simply because that's when our weed bed finally ripens up and, they're deep in the weeds. So he's come up the last couple years and we've been working on putting some promo stuff together. And
Great.
So we're just slowly trying to build that. I personally don't know a lot about fly fishing, so it was pretty tough for me to promote it. So
if you don't know, find someone who does.
That's right.
Why don't we bring him in there, Carla? And
Absolutely.
we got another special guest. We're gonna watch a little video as well, and we'll bring him in. See if I can do this. Look at that, eh? I'm getting better at this. I'll get it good by next year.
We're coming up over the river, and you're really in that moment where you get to sit there and think, man, this is between me and whatever you believe the creator is. My name is Joshua Kelly, and I own Peg Leg Outdoors, and I've been guiding elk hunting and fly fishing for 7 years.
Embark on an unforgettable experience hosted by Peg Leg Outdoors in partnership with the Nordic Lodge as we take you to the pristine waters of Reindeer Lake, Saskatchewan for an unparalleled fly fishing experience. Nestled in the heart of Canada's remote wilderness, Reindeer Lake is renowned for its spot local wildlife and unwind in the great outdoors. The Nordic Lodge. Start and end your day with home-cooked meals in the community dining room. Recharge while telling fish stories on the lakeside gazebo. And get a good night's sleep at the lodge's well-maintained cabins. At midday on the lake, you'll take a break from fishing for a shore lunch prepared by your guides. Enjoy fresh pike with a few sides, including fry bread, to fuel you for the rest of your day on the water.
This is fantastic. Thank you.
Discover the serene beauty and unmatched fishing of Reindeer Lake, Saskatchewan. Book with Peg Leg Outdoors and prepare for an August adventure where every cast tells a story and every catch is a memory in the making.
Well, there we go, guys. Carla,
Hi,
I'll let
Josh.
you do introductions.
Yeah, I'm just Joshua Kelly, guys. I own Peg Leg Outdoors and work with Carly here at the Nordic Lodge. And yeah, I'm big into fly fishing. I do adventure fly fishing all over the world, and I guide trout fishing in Colorado and the Rockies here. And then I also guide hunt on the hunting side for elk and mule deer as well. So stay pretty busy with that.
It got really quiet really fast. Sounds like we had some audio stuff going on with the video there a little bit as well too. Apparently the internet decided not to stream the audio, just the video. So, but
Yeah,
Some beautiful scenery from Peg Leg Outdoors.
that's,
You can expect some serene peace and quiet and calm when you're fly fishing.
yeah. Everybody kind of generally assumes that with the fly fishing. You know, everybody thinks of the river runs through it. You're on a rock doing this beautiful cast. But for me personally, going up there to Reindeer Lake, it's the aggressiveness of the fish and running into these big northern pike with the fly rod. I mean, when you get over that 40-inch class and you get into those big pike, and it's a fight of a life, and you're breaking rods. I'm breaking 40-pound bite wire up there on these fish. I mean, it's a good challenge up there. It's
Wow.
fun.
He was telling me in the pre-show he had a gentleman he had with him last time got one that was over 45 inches, and it decided to go under the boat. Maybe tell him a little bit about that story.
Yeah, so I mean, you're going and you're hitting these weed beds, like Carla was saying, in the later part of August, and it's a lot of sight fishing stuff. And found a big one sitting on that weed bed there. My friend that was with me, I wouldn't say that he's an experienced fly angler. You might, if you fly fish before and you watch the videos, a lot of the guys they take up there are actually brand new, and it's great for him to come up there like that.
Yeah.
But he hooks into the, a big fish. I'm guessing he was over 45 inches, and
Wow.
we've ran into enough of them up there to see the big ones like that. And it goes underneath the boat, and he didn't know how to manage the fly line correctly. And before you knew it, the rod tip touched his fist on the handle there.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden a 10 weight Reddington Predator broke in 3 places. And then there was a mad rush to grab the fishing line. This is one of those times where we're fishing with 40-pound bite wire on there, really heavy gear, and trying to pull that pike in just off the line, not the rod. And we broke that bite wire and never landed that fish. So it's the aggressiveness, all you guys are up there are extremely lucky for the northern pike you have in Canada, because the aggressiveness of the northern pike up there is way, way higher than the aggressiveness of the northern pike down in the Lower 38. There's just no question about it. So.
Yeah. We have some questions coming in for you right away. People asking what you use for a leader when you're fishing for them.
So for me, I'm using I've been kind of changing it up, because this has been one of the things going up there is figuring out what fly tackle will actually hold up to the fish up there, because we've been breaking rods, we've been breaking reels, we've been breaking line. But generally right now I'm going with 50-pound fluorocarbon to about like 18 inches of 40-pound bite wire. And that's all you really need. You only need about like a 3.5-4 foot leader. You don't need much. It's not precision casting a mile away. It's more of just getting it into the weed bed and getting them excited about what's in the water around them.
So and the weight of the rod, what length and weight do you guys generally are you learning to bring up?
I personally fish with 8s, but that's just where I feel comfortable with. Generally, when I'm telling people to come up there, I'd really prefer if you learn and actually practice with casting a 10 weight. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but a lot of these bigger fish that you run into, you want that backbone when you're fighting them, and it helps out a lot. You can get it done with an 8 weight, and it's going to be just fine in a lot of situations. But when you got that 45-inch plus pike on there, I would 9 times out of 10 I'd rather have that 10 weight with me than the 8. So
little extra power never hurts, right?
Yeah. And then the flies you're casting too. I mean, we switched through. We're throwing a lot of 8-10-inch streamers. We're going with the big stuff. So, and that goes again to, we're not looking for the 60-foot bomb out cast or anything like that. We're looking for a lot more sight fishing,
right?
And casting right at them as close as we can get to them.
Yeah.
So what time of year do you find that's prime for fly fishing up there?
Well, to be honest, I've only been up there in the end of August, and only needed to go up there in the end of August. It gives you the option. Like I said, I've gone up there with a lot of beginning fly anglers, guys that have never picked up a fly rod before in their life, and it's the perfect training ground for that. You can literally go out and you can hit a weed bed that has a bunch of the 30-inch pike, and you can catch them till you're tired. I mean, it's great for that learning experience for that. But then you can also kind of key in and go after the big ones if you want. There's a record up there for a fly rod for sure. So.
I wonder about springtime too, when the pike are in the shallows sending themselves ice off.
Yeah,
they're spawning for sure.
Yeah.
That's
So-
just one of the bigger problems of catching when that ice off is
Mhm.
up there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's when we need Carla. Tell us when the ice is off. We'll fly fishing.
May 15th till June 6th. You pick anywhere in between there.
You may be ice fishing on the
Say,
15th,
you
and
may or may not need to bring an auger. That's uncertain.
yeah.
That's right. All
we talk-
depends on the winter.
And we've talked about it too before, where you guys were talking about that topwater lake trout bite.
Mhm.
That's absolutely in the realm of possibilities with the fly rod. I've thrown poppers all over the world for golden dorado and peacock bass. You can do it for pike and lake trout too. So
Mhm.
We do have other anglers that come and do some fly fishing. It's just that we've never, I like I said before, I don't know anything about it. So it's pretty hard to promote that side of things until you find somebody who can teach you about it.
Well, and lake trout will be up shallow in the fall. So what I'm
Yeah.
hearing is that if you are a fly angler, you just need to book the whole season. You'll catch pike
Yeah.
in the spring, lake trout are up shallow in the fall. Like
3-4 trips a year is perfect.
all your bases covered.
You
Yeah.
need to come during the insect hatch so you can get a grayling and
Yeah, in the summer, August, there's hoppers out. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
yeah.
we got to figure it out, Carla.
Yeah.
That's right. Is that something you'd be interested in targeting next time you go up there? Is try to get a grand slam on the fly rod?
the tough part would be walleye.
Easy, buddy. That's the easiest part of it.
Yeah. If I could, I think I could do it if I get a walleye on the fly rod, the grayling, the lake, and then where the lake trout is, because a fly rod, a lot of people generally think that top part of the water, but you can get down to like 40 feet if you got the right gear and you know what you're doing.
For sure, you can.
Oh,
June
yeah.
would definitely probably be a little more favorable for that.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
But we
Yeah,
could
and everything-
absolutely get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when everything's up high and easy to catch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You can throw a barn hinge.
Yeah, that's right. There is a reason why the lodge is booked all of June and all of September.
Yeah. If you want the time of year that anyone can fish, that's the time
Yeah.
of year.
Uh-huh.
And it's definitely not. You know what I find ironical with the lodges. You're booked June and September can be some of the ugliest weather there is. July and August is the nicest time at the lakes.
But it's not more or plus 42 in August.
Well,
when we were there.
the end of July is a little warm. Well, it was a little warm that year, but it's it's some of the nicest time on the lakes ever, especially if you want to go see some of the scenery. They have some of the history of Reindeer Lake is pretty amazing as well. That was one of the things actually with Reindeer Lake that I was pretty happy. We had Daniel as a guide, and he told us all about the history and the paintings and Deep Bay, and he's.
You learn everything when you go with Daniel.
Daniel will tell you stories and stories and stories, and when you
Josh has had Daniel too, so he knows.
Yep.
he'll tell you more stories.
You'll start all over again.
So we've had Daniel, and Sandy's another amazing guide. You run all local guides up there.
Yep.
You can't get any better of a guide than the person who literally grew up on that water. So it's pretty neat.
We have some guiding staff that our business wouldn't be there without a lot of them. They're so key to what we do. They spend way more time with our guests than we do.
Mm-hmm.
I basically put you on your boat and send you on your way and talk to you when you get back, and that's the end of it. But they spend 8-9 hours a day with our guiding staff, so it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Most important thing too is that they know where the fish are. They really do.
And then if they don't, they'll spend their time looking for them. Most of them have been doing it enough years, they have their spots, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk a little bit about lodges. Lots of lodges for the boats. So what do you run for your main boats out of the lodge?
So our guided boats are 18-foot Illumarines with usually a 40 or 50 horsepower Yamaha. And then the self-guided boats are a 16-foot Illumarine with a 30 horsepower.
So lots of boat, lots of power to get up and down the lake.
And one of the features that I really appreciated is the newer boats with the casting deck. Not only for, with peg leg and the fly fishing aspects, but I know for Daniel and I, when we go up there, we fish a lot of the bays and we do a ton of fan casting. We pick bays apart. And so having that casting deck up top has been huge for us and how we fish.
Yeah, for sure. It's been huge. Really, really comfortable up there too. Lots of room.
Yeah.
So
Not all of our boats have casting docks yet, but it's definitely on one of those lists of things to upgrade as time goes on.
And Sandy only tried to knock me out of the boat once. Do you remember that?
Only
I
once.
remember. Oh my goodness. I lost my footing in the front of the boat, tripped over this, and Rod went over. I went over, and
Here's the biggest question, though. Did Alicia scramble or did she get the net to hold you down?
she didn't even do that. She just
I conveniently took an anchor that day for
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's always exciting every time we come up there. It's so much fun. The challenges of the lake are sometimes fun too. You can find there's easy fish to catch. If you can't go to Nordic and not catch fish while you're there, that would be a challenge to go and put a hook in the water. And even if you decide I don't want to go with the guide and you really do want to do your own thing, put a 5 of diamonds in the boat and troll around. There's so many fish there.
Watch your words. Kelly's in the audience.
Well, Kelly. Oh my goodness. Kelly's got no opinion on this matter.
Anybody can catch a fish.
Anybody can.
Anybody but Kelly.
Except Kelly. She's feeling bad for Kyle though. That's what it was. So it's
was that because Kyle broke her fishing rod?
No, Kyle kept breaking fishing rods.
Kyle broke
two of them.
His son's fishing rod, his 5-year-old son's fishing rod.
And yeah, James Palmer could even catch fish there, right? So people it's just a really good place to go. It's a drive to. It's so what's the camp slogan? What do you got written on the wall?
What is it? Oh, where friends become family.
And no truer words have been spoken with Nordic Lodge for sure. I know it's the amount of people we've met up there on between our group trips, just coming up for visits as we're in the area, the bus trips, the everything. It's pretty amazing to think of. And Kelly and Kyle, ironically, were some of the people we've met up there. So
I have to share though, Carla, one of my favorite memories. You had brought up doing the shows earlier, and I started to chuckle as you were talking about touring shows because one of my favorite memories is of Papa Bear at the Yorkton Parkland Outdoor Show.
Dan and I were just talking about that the other day.
I think we had just met each other for the first time, and your dad comes
That was
over.
where we met, was in Yorkton.
Yeah, and he comes over and pops up, and he sits on like an old school milk crate or a milk can. But it was all carved out, so it had no stability, and he just went poof flat on his butt and stood there like frozen, stunned. And then the next morning, the Big Sky booth was across from them, and here comes your dad up the aisle, and he literally drops this crushed thing, and he's like, "I guess I'm buying this. How much was it?" And it was
not a cheap milk jug.
It was expensive crushed milk jug.
I think it was like $150, but I think he was pretty happy that the tree didn't go somewhere it shouldn't have.
Exactly. Yes.
That was
that was the weekend that we met. Yeah.
That was. I remember that.
Yeah. It was so funny.
The look on that guy's face.
He went from "oh my goodness, I could have hurt" to "oh my goodness, I'm embarrassed" to "what the heck did I just do?" All in seconds.
It was the walk of the shame, dropping it off at that vendor the next day. I guess
we hung on to that $150 cream can for quite a while.
That's right.
He's the can crusher.
He is.
And even that, we can speak to that. They help you up at the lodge still, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they sure do. They spend quite a bit of time up there. And if my mom's not up there helping, she's looking after my kids. So they're a pretty important part of the operation still. So
that's right. Lots
Yeah.
lots of exciting things going on
Mm.
with Nordic this year.
Mhm.
What else was there? I lost my train of thought. It was a short train. Holy goodness.
Trenton Williams says, would love to go to the lodge. Sounds like a great place.
Oh yes. So when we talked about the walleye fishery, that was amazing too, because I always thought that it was just around the corner from the lodge, and it was probably, it had to have been an hour boat ride back there that foggy day.
Oh
Hey?
gosh, yeah, it was a good jaunt back there.
Yeah.
And you know what? We were up there. There was some big fires happening. We counted at least 4. And just a kudos to your guides because they were super professional. And the amount of smoke when the wind was coming in the wrong direction. We talked earlier about how having local guides or hiring a guide for safety reasons.
Oh yeah.
And the guides were worth their weight in gold for visibility and knowing that lake like the back of their hand, given some of the visibility when the wind changed directions.
It was amazing. We had the GPS going on the electronics, and he couldn't see it at all. He stuck to that same route, like it was just muscle memory on where that motor turns and where he goes, and it's pretty crazy because then you go there when it's not so smoky. Like you couldn't see 60 feet in front of the boat. You couldn't see anything. You'd pass islands and they'd be 30, 40 feet over, and all of a sudden you'd be like, where did that come from? It's this giant island. Huh. But he just cruises by and doesn't miss a beat, right? It was a lot of fun.
I've been to some of those places several times and I get turned around. Like it's crazy. I can't believe that they can navigate some of those areas, and some of them can go 100 miles up the lake and do the same thing. It's absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the other really unique things that you do is you do bus trips. Let's talk a little bit about the bus trips and the ladies trip.
Yeah, so we do 2 bus trips a year. We have the first, there's a picture of it's supposed to be a unisex, but it usually turns out to be a lot of men. That is the August long weekend bus trip. That one this year is August 1st to the 5th. And then we have the ladies trip that is the 10th to the July 10th to the 14th. 5th, yeah, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah. So both of those trips leave from Saskatoon, and we pick up in Saskatoon, Prince Albert, and we've been asked the odd time to pick up in La Ronge, which we can also do. We host anywhere from 28 to 32. We try to keep around 28, and we have some people that like to overbook us.
Wow. You didn't really. I figured you got room to sleep 64. I figured, hey, let's book that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Oh yeah, 52 bed capacity. Let's just pack her right up.
Yeah, for people who don't know about that, is last year we went on the bus trip up there, and I told Carla, I said, hey, we're going to bring some people, and she said, okay, sounds good. So I called her. I said, okay, we got 24 booked already. She's like, okay, and never said nothing. So I called her and I said, okay, we're up to 32, and I got 4 more. And she's like, whoa, hold on. Only so many boats at the lodge too.
Yeah.
So we packed the lodge again, and
yep.
Well,
it was fun. It was excellent.
There was talk about, okay, they don't have enough boats, so maybe we'll have to pull our boat. Maybe
Yes.
maybe somebody will have to pull their boat, and we were gonna get it done regardless.
That's right.
And family friendly as well. Like Kelly's bus trip was amazing. Had Atlas on it as well. So maybe talk about the lodge being like the kid friendliness of the lodge.
Yeah, we've had several different, we host a lot of families every year, which is fantastic because the kids are the future of angling. Mm-hmm. So it's great to have kids there. So it's a totally family friendly environment. My kids are raised there once school's out too. So we definitely encourage kids. We've had lots of father-son groups come on the bus trip, and being 12 years old up to 60 and 45. It's great.
Perfect.
So Diane, some of my pictures were so spectacular when we were up there during the smoky days. Eerie, but so worth it.
Hey.
So they were some of the people who come on the last trip as well.
That's going to be one of the memories that stick with me forever. Was this year I was up there in August during the fires, and
Yeah.
we were casting our fly rods and hitting the bank that was on fire, stripping into the weed beds, and we were still catching pike. You know, maybe 20 yards away from where an active fire was going on. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
was
we've
pretty-
seen lots of years of fires up there. It was, I think, in 2019 or 2020 when the island right across from us, in our bay, burnt. Like we've had sprinklers on the camp twice, and yeah.
Some
No,
close
it's
calls, but luckily it's been safe right at the lodge.
yeah. Another camp actually had a fire go right through it. They were fortunate to have the sprinklers and saved everything. And
Good.
so yeah, it's the risk is real up there. It's interesting and
lots of things to think about when you're up there, but a lot of fun while you're up there too.
absolutely.
So for the bus trips, how does somebody get a hold of you to get booked into the bus trips?
So right now what I do is I always give the past year's participants the first right of refusal to the seat. So that email went out last week, and so they have until January 20th to book those seats.
Okay.
I do take a waiting list, and it's basically on first come first serve basis. And then around the 20th to the 22nd, when I get my list compiled of the past participants, I'll reach out to the people on the waiting list, and then at that time they have to pay their deposit.
Perfect. And they can just reach out to you through your social media, or how would you like them to reach out?
They can do it through email, or they can do it through phoning me or texting.
Okay.
I have a tendency to avoid my email during the winter season, so texting and calling is definitely better.
Perfect. So what's the number they would call, Carla?
306-758-2066.
Perfect. So anybody who wants to get booked in on that bus trip, it's one of those things. You will not be disappointed. It's so much fun. You'll meet so many people on the bus trip. You don't even realize how many friends you have out there till you're on the bus and you haven't met them yet, but they're your friends. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about the convenience of being able to hop on the bus and go as a group. You have so much fun just bullshitting with people, meeting people, sharing food. We had Rod McGregor snapping sleeping photos of you.
Yeah.
You snapping sleeping photos of Rod McGregor. Like
That's right.
to just get on the bus and not have to worry about actually driving and just having a good time the whole way up. That's a lot of fun. It's worth it.
Yeah, it was nice. You get on in Saskatoon. It's where we would get on, and basically once you're on there, you just chill out. And as people come on the bus, you meet more people, and everybody's so welcoming. So it's and it's sort of neat because you have the old timers that keep going on the trip every year, and then every year you get people for weddings or things like that where they can't make it. So then you get to incorporate another 5 or 10 people every year to this group. And it just builds and builds and builds. So it's definitely a really, really unique thing you do there, Carla.
It was like basically just an idea. Darren was like, "Well, we should do a bus trip," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever. Let's get her done." And so the first year we started with a van, and we had like 8 or 10 people on it, and then it started. We were cooking out of a regular kitchen on the deck on our main house there for the first few years, and then our first year, and then I think we had 28 the next year, so we bought a big party tent and we were cooking on barbecues.
I remember that. It was very dry but really wet under that tent. It poured rain.
Yeah, so it's kind of like everything we've done up there. It's just started as this little thing and then turned into this big production. And so yeah, I like those challenges. We've since we've gotten the lodge completed, it definitely makes the bus trip a lot more nice. Yeah.
Now, Josh, if people had questions in reference to fly fishing at Nordic Lodge, is there a way that you would be open to answering questions or getting in touch with people?
Yeah, you can either email me at peglegoutdoors@gmail, or you can go through my social media. My social media is probably the best thing for me. Pegleg Outdoors for that. And I'm more than open to talk about fishing, hunting all day, all night. So anybody wants to talk about that, that's fine.
Yeah, that's great. Fly fishing with a streamer is not something I have mastered. A big streamer is not something I've mastered. I've attempted. Although I will say, I think fly fishing from the boat, I was fly fishing from shore, big streamer, and that was tricky. So I might have to hit you up for some tips.
Yeah, much easier to do from a boat for sure.
Yeah. A bad backcast, you just let her fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But like what's great with pike fishing a lot of times is you sight fishing them like you do up there. You just don't need that super long cast or delicate cast or anything out there. You just need to chuck it in there. So
Hey,
Yeah,
that's my fly fishing style. You got it.
And to touch on the bus again, it's not like a school bus either. You got to understand, this is a coach bus. This is a big bus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's actually when we last year we had quite a few people who asked, well, what kind of bus? They think you're getting on like the big yellow school bus and going up there, and no, you're on a big fancy coach bus with air conditioning, nice and smooth. As rough as that road can be, the coach bus has great suspension, so you don't feel any of it. It's actually a really, really enjoyable trip.
It's a good ride, and I found it really handy for female, like for the ladies bus trip, because there is a lot of female anglers out there that they don't have anybody to take them, and they're scared to travel that road by themselves or whatever it is. So it makes it really nice for the female angler, especially that wants to go try that opportunity. So
Myron, hold on. I got to bring this up. Myron says, what does the bus driver do? Hang out in the lodge, or do they go fishing too? Can you pull up that picture of the ladies' trip? Myron, I will show you what the bus driver does. Well, the bus driver is the one down in the front, flashing a little skin.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering what the bus driver does during the trip, he also has just a good a time. He joins everybody out on the water and flashes.
Everybody goes, yeah, they go fishing.
little photo op time, eh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We could talk Nordic Lodge all night, and we haven't even touched on like all our trips and the memories. And
there's a ton.
We could talk Nordic Lodge all night.
We need to do a spring before you head up there, like a spring highlight in Nordic Lodge, and do just an hour of just Nordic talking about it.
Carla, I don't know if it was our improved fishing abilities or what it was, but the last trip we went on, man, that was an amazing trip for quality of fish that we caught.
It was unbelievable, the fish we caught actually last time. Like the fisheries, just since I've been going there, even like the lake trout, you used to you could catch lake trout, 20, 22, 24 inches nonstop there. It was amazing. And I've noticed like the fishery is getting substantially better, right? You're starting to get a lot bigger fish coming into the south end of the lake.
Yeah, and we've had a few challenges too, right? So like I said, the water has dropped 5-6 feet. Over the last 2 years, we've experienced low water. So the boys have had to, look in different places. But I agree with you. The fishery has definitely changed. We were consistently 5-6 pound lake trout all the time. And now we're like 8-9, pretty consistent all the time. I seen lots of 13-14s last year, and I'm talking 3 miles from camp. Those fish, definitely, there is some massive lake trout in that lake further up. We do have a record in our camp of a 40-pounder, but that's one that we've had in 14 years. So that's not consistent, but definitely the fishery's changing.
Yeah. Dave asked, have you ever been featured in fishing shows or YouTube content, Carla? Have you?
Yeah, we've had a couple different things go on. We've been very fortunate to work with Greg Toogood. He is an RCMP officer he did some work with our bear hunting, and then he did a family episode as well. He's a Prairie Pursuit is the name of his show. And then we have had Fish in the Wild West has been there a couple times.
And what about the Nordic Lodge show, Carla?
Oh yeah, I forgot
That's the
about
most
that one.
fun.
Yeah,
Little
Yes, that is
PTSD there.
that is kind of an epic show, isn't it?
That is where some of the opening footage had come from, as well as that show.
That is the opening footage of that
Yes.
show. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, so we filmed that back in what year is that? 14, 15, and 16, I think, were the years that was filmed, or 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were
Back
your own
when I was
Duck
a-
Dynasty.
Back when I was a few years younger.
Yeah.
One or two. Daniel asks, is there a boat launch so guests could bring their own boats and stay at the lodge?
Absolutely, there is. Yeah, we are fortunate to be right beside the boat launch. And so we for sure encourage people to bring their own boats. I'd say probably 20 to 25% of our clients bring their own boats. One of the features that people love about our camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know we have taken our boat up there and we went up the lake. Was it 50? How far is the old airport? The airport.
About 45 miles.
I can tell you what it is. It's 3 jerry cans. I can tell you how far it is.
And we strongly recommend you bring those empty.
Yeah, for sure. They supply the best premium fuel in the area. It's great.
Gotcha. You can put your jerry cans in your boat empty so they're not heavy for you. We'll fill them right for you in your boat.
Yeah.
But even that, Carla, we filled up our jerry cans on the way up, and you guys charged us what, 3 cents more or something we paid in PA. So
yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't like it when people price gouge me. So
yeah.
Of course you have to make a little bit of money to pay for your equipment, to pump it, the meter and the hose and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
honestly, I don't believe in price gouging people. And even I have a store on site. Lots of times I check the prices. I look all the time when I go to Cabela's and I go to the co-ops and I go to Canadian Tire, and sometimes I'm actually cheaper than them.
Mm-hmm.
So
James has a special request. He wants to know if the bus can pull his boat.
Probably not.
Ooh, I'm just saying, by the time it gets there, you might have a hitch left. The boat will be somewhere.
Okay, yeah. I have a perfect trivia question for tonight. It's kind of a unique one. Okay? So trivia question, get those typing fingers ready. In the comment section, we have had at least 2 previous winners join us live in studio tonight of our Day 12 Grand Prize giveaway. Now, previous winners, you cannot answer this. So the trivia question is, give us the names of at least 2 of the previous 12-day Grand Prize winner. There's at least 2 of you I've seen that have tuned in live. What are the names of 2 of the winners? They let us know in the comment section, so you might have to do some scrolling back. 2 winners of Day 12. This is not an easy one.
You got to put them in the same comment. So it's 1 name, 2 names, same comment.
At least 2, if not more. I think there might have been 3, at least maybe 3.
Are we done touching on fly fishing? Did we want to let Josh go?
Yeah, Josh, are you good, bud? Or what?
He's old like
good.
me. Probably past his bedtime.
I gotta wake up and take care of 3 boys. So
yeah, he's got his hands full.
Yeah,
they're gonna be a little bit here guessing, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a right answer come in
I have
yet.
not
with
either.
both.
I've seen half of one.
I've seen half.
Half of one, yeah.
Uh-huh. And the other person wrote a splendid review. I seen his comment in there.
Yes.
Find it out in the comments section. Who were the 2, at least 2 of the winners?
They're the only 2 I can remember.
So Kelly and Kyle had come on a bus trip, but they were not the Day 12 Grand Prize winners. Nope.
They just join us on our chaos.
Ooh,
did Hope Palmer get it?
Close. Oh, let's see.
No.
No, it wasn't Palmer. Palmer had also been on a trip to Nordic Lodge. but was not a day 12 grand prize winner?
Yep.
Hey,
There we go.
go. Hope Palmer. So Justin Hexter was 2 years ago. He was the day 12 grand prize winner. And Mike Lishka was last year's day 12 grand prize winner. And Mike brought his dad, and they actually joined us last year on the Nordic Lodge bus trip.
They did.
Uh-huh. So congratulations, Hope Palmer. You got, that was a tricky question tonight. See?
Hope, can you shoot us a message with your mailing information so we can get that addressed for you? All of our stuff is heading out tomorrow.
Oh, Sosnowski, it was a close call, but you got beat out by Hope. Hey, okay, what's another good trivia question?
My trivia question, that we ain't gonna have it answered by the end of the week.
Oh, you
I
better,
can't.
better pick a new one then.
Well, no, I can't. I
I
don't
want to
know.
hear yours.
What's that?
I want to hear yours to know if I even know the answer.
Well, mine is okay. So what we'll do is I'll ask my question. You guys are gonna have to find it. It's out there. So in 2018, the first year that we did the show with Carla, what was the name of the winner in 2018?
Really funny part is you told me about an hour and a half ago, and I still can't remember.
I did.
That's just your old age, Carla.
So
like,
I know.
2018.
I'm just like James. I can barely remember yesterday.
Yeah, 2018. Who was the very first winner? I've never won it. They won't let me put my name in the hat.
I wanted to win the striker gear yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That is very good gear for when you're up there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, well, people
They
are
have a
looking-
winter snowsuit set.
They do.
Mhm.
We were actually just talking to Jeannie today about some stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'll keep you warm.
That's
Does it
right.
come in Nordic orange?
No,
That's
it doesn't
sad.
come in a Nordic
Not
orange.
orange. Nope.
That new
They're
rod does though.
The new
Their
rod sure
flotation.
does.
Mhm.
Their flotation works pretty good on the strikers. Like, not from experience or anything like that, but
We were have you seen it come through yet?
No.
No, the bus driver Hexter. No, 2018.
Mhm.
2018.
Was it Luigi or Mario?
No, it wasn't Luigi or Mario. It wasn't
No.
his brother Ario either. Ario.
Hey, just
It was not Darian. No,
Darian Niddle? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. 2018 winner.
Darian Niddle. So Darian Niddle. So he's on the right post. So Darian Niddle won something that same night.
You're getting
I
closer.
didn't remember this.
I watched it today.
Oh, okay, good.
Are you kidding me? I don't remember how an hour and 40 minutes in. I don't remember how we started the show.
I was gonna say you told me in the pre-show, and I still can't remember. So
Yeah, it's in there. You got to dig for it though. We giving away so much stuff. We're gonna make you keep working for it.
So speaking of giveaways, I was putting it together today. I was thinking about numbers. And just to give you an idea, so for you folks at home, this year, between Big Sky and our partnerships, we have given away over $20,000 worth of prizes and trips and products in the last 12 days.
that's amazing.
Isn't that like that's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Over
this is why nobody wants you to quit.
it's a lot
I
of
know.
work.
Every
That's a
year
lot
we
of work.
talk about it.
Every
And-
year around the 26th, we have the powwow, and we're like, we're not doing this anymore.
John Dawson, no. Brad Copa, no. Yeah, keep looking, guys. It's there. It's there.
You know what? Let's give them a pass. If you can write us after the show with that original 2018 Day 12 Grand Prize winner, write us after the show. And if you come up with it, we'll honor that. The first person to write us with the name.
Yeah, Shannon, I can't
Who
tell
won
you.
2018 Nordic trip? Shannon, we can't tell you. We're waiting for the answer.
I have it. It's right here. See? Oh, it's on this side. It's on this side of the board. It's right here.
Darian Niddle won something that night. I think he was the trivia question, but he wasn't the main prize winner.
Darian Niddle did win something that exact same night on the exact same feed. So if you're looking at the 2018 feed and you're at Darian Niddle, we drew for 12 days way prior than that in the live feed.
Hey.
I'd
Okay,
have to phone
Josh.
one of you guys to tell me how to get on the 2018 feed.
That's right. Josh, just one more time. If anybody has questions about fly fishing for pike or fly fishing up at Nordic Lodge, how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, either through Carla or you can contact peglegoutdoors@gmail.com or Pegleg Outdoors on all the social media channels. So
Okay,
pretty
perfect.
easy.
Thanks
Awesome.
so much for joining us, Josh. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thanks for putting up with our shenanigans tonight.
No, it was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh. We'll talk soon.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Well, what do you figure? I want to switch sides. There we go.
Nobody's got it yet. So be the first to write us after the show. We'll
Yep.
honor that prize.
For sure. 2018 winner, the very first one. It took me probably an hour myself to figure it out.
Oh, you guys
so.
don't know how to navigate
Oh,
social media.
hold on. Justin Hexter, Spencer. I don't know who Spencer is.
Ooh,
You guys are getting
Getting
close.
warmer.
You're real close, Justin.
there's a full name posted. Check it out.
There is a full. It was not James Palmer. James
Nope.
Palmer, he has won coffee 1 year.
He did. He
He
won,
won
Black
coffee.
Rifle 1 year. Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
They're slowly going to get it. Okay, well, you guys are doing that. I'll get stuff ready for. Well, this is the wrong.
Okay, Carla, tell everybody at home kind of what you're putting forward this year for Day 12 Grand Prize.
So it is 2 seats on the 2025 bus trip. It's an all-inclusive trip. Includes all your food and non-alcoholic beverages, a guide, and your boat, and an amazing time. Here you can get on in Saskatoon or Prince Albert.
Hey.
And then then there's the Big Sky package as well, correct?
Yeah, we're throwing in some Big Sky stuff. We'll get you hooked up with everything that you may need up there. Get you set up with a really good prize package. So, okay, let us know in the comment section before we pull up the big wheel. What stood out to you most about our chat tonight at Nordic Lodge? So,
we got a winner.
Ryland Spencer, that's who it was.
Of course.
Hey.
And of course, it's us. Of course, it is.
Uh-huh.
I think he's the only one who hasn't won in that family. Now he has, I guess. Yeah, so Ryland was the very first winner ever of our Nordic Lodge. Yep, our very first trip ever. Now everybody's getting it now, eh?
I forgot about this one in 2018 as well, from the 9th to the 16th that they were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Up with Buddha's Bait Shop. We did that week-long one, fully got our trip for 2 anglers. Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was something a little different though. That wasn't Day 12.
Yeah, that wasn't 12 days. That was a purchase and you got your name entered. It was a fun trip.
Mm-hmm.
Always entertaining up at Nordic Lodge.
You got a big smile, Carla.
Yeah, that one has some history too, that story. Yeah.
Okay, let us know in the comment section what stood out to you the most about Nordic Lodge. So what attracts you about a trip there? Is it the bus trip? Is it the fishing? Is it the fly fishing? Is it the food? Is it the company? But what stood out to you the most as we chatted everything kind of Nordic Lodge? Was it the clip from the TV show? What was it about Nordic Lodge that makes you want to head there for the 2025 season? Let us know in the comment section.
You know, one of the things that I really liked, actually one of the most fun memories I had going up to Nordic was actually the first Canada Day we were ever up there.
I was just going to actually bring that up. So
Canada Day it's amazing. They set off fireworks. It is like they have little cupcakes with Canada Day flags on them. It is fun.
It's getting better. I've got a friend, a client. He's a friend now. They're friends now. They've been coming up for, probably 5-6 years. And now he does all the fireworks for me. And it's like, I was the last year he did it. I was amazed. I've seen like town ones that haven't been as good as this show he put together. And he was already messaging me. He's like, I'm already working on fireworks. And yeah, it's lots of fun. And we have a big barbecue for the entire camp on the back deck. And the only downside to fireworks is sometimes it's midnight before we can get them off because it doesn't get dark.
That's right.
Shout out to Sean and Roxy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another great couple we met at Nordic Lodge.
Yeah.
Hey.
They've been coming for 5, 6 years, 7 years now too. Yeah.
They come on one of our adventures up to the airport with us one year.
Yeah.
We left them stranded with no fuel.
And it's really great because she's a hairdresser, so we can finally get a haircut after 8 weeks of living in the north.
Speak of the devil, she says her favorite thing is bugging Carla every year. That's hey. Lots of people are tuning in on this. You know what attracts them to come into Nordic Lodge for the 2025? Okay. Some diversity here, Carla. I'd seen lots of people saying the Grand Slam Challenge.
Good.
The pike, fly fishing, Lakers, big pike. Grand Slam, lake trout fishing. Lots of people are interested in that Grand Slam Challenge.
That's great. It's going to be fun. I want to see lots of great pictures from it.
Friends becoming family. There's a theme of friends, fishing, hospitality. Yes. Another Grand Slam. That's awesome.
Yeah, if you don't have your plans for the summer booked, you make sure you get on the bus trip. It's you will not regret it ever. And once you're on it once, it's just one of those things that's going to be okay. Are we going again next year? You'll tell your friends, and you'll just have your own group go up. It's a really, really good time.
Okay. Before we get to that big wheel, Carla, remind people again, if they are not the winners of tonight, how can they go ahead and join the bus trip, or how can they go ahead and book their own trip this upcoming season?
Again, they can phone me 306-758-2066. They can email me nordic@sastel.net, on all social media platforms as well. Well, I shouldn't say all. I'm not on TikTok. But definitely Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, that's the best ways to get a hold of us.
Hey, perfect. Okay. What you had to do for the day 12 today was easy. You just had to like and share, and of course follow Big Sky, Jigs and Nordic Lodge. We couldn't do this without the help and the support of our partners, and so we had close to 800 entries again.
There was
today.
A lot. Look at the wheel.
I know this wheel keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And keep in mind, this is 800 entries in less than 24 hours, folks. Like, it's a day in less than 24 hours. So that's pretty amazing. So thank you for participating.
What's the largest wheel you've ever had?
I think this year we had quite a bit of participation.
The largest wheel we've ever had, we've had it over 1,000. Because we've had to split it.
No, we did.
We did
split. Oh, yeah. We did Facebook versus Instagram, and that's why we did 2 wheels. We did a spin off. We spun 1 wheel for Facebook, 1 wheel for Instagram, and then did a grand finale.
That's when Instagram kept winning everything every single week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was like, no. Like, we got to give these guys a chance. So then, and then it was Facebook who won that, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
So the things we do to make it fair. So, and, even when it comes to that, it's, the reason why we do everything we do live, these are 100% random draws. So it's, you can't get fairer than what we do here. So. Considering this is how we used to do it, my old pictures, for whoever wasn't on, this is what we look like now. This is what we looked like before. So
you look like a baby.
And this is how we drew. This is how we drew it before. So, when we talk about, the growth of 12 days, you're right, Carl. I'm going to complain for another 2 weeks and say I'm not doing it again. And then in
we'll
August,
back here next year, December 23rd.
Same thing. So
yeah.
Well, so the only reason we do 12 days as well is, through the COVID we were going to stop 12 days, We had so many people reach out to us, and we watched you guys logged in right till the very end. So we're we'll keep doing it. Bigger and better every year.
Okay, now all of you at home, just say the same damn thing in the comments. Daniel, spin that wheel.
Well, how long? I don't think I should spin the wheel yet. How long do you gotta wait to spin the wheel? Should I wait? Nobody said it. See?
Daniel, spin that wheel.
No, not till somebody says it. It's the rules.
Oh, Daniel Richard, do we do live streams regularly throughout the year? Do you want to answer that one?
Well, we're gonna start doing more and more. We got more partnerships coming up that we're working with. We got some really cool stuff. Tyler got censored. Bryce says, "Don't spin the wheel." Okay, Bryce. I like to listen to the people. We're gonna start doing a lot more lives. And that being said, make sure you guys all head over to YouTube and subscribe to YouTube, because we're gonna start doing a lot more of our lives through the YouTube as well. It's easier to log them that way. So, but in the meantime, I guess did I change the music? Yeah, I did. Let's go. Oh, maybe. You gotta start singing. No whammies, no whammies.
That's hilarious.
Ooh. Congratulations, Krista Rasmussen.
Take me a little minute.
Uh-oh, Tony. Is that somebody you know, Krista Storage Rasmussen? Congratulations to Krista.
Oh, it's the same.
He's on.
No.
Tony, Krista is tuned in live. Congratulations, Krista. You just got yourself 2 spots on the Nordic Bus Lodge, the Nordic bus trip for the 2025 season. Krista, does this mean you're taking Tony?
Take her friend go on the girls' trip.
Hey.
That's an option too.
So, and we never did talk about that. So it can be used if you want to go on the ladies' trip or the other bus trip. Either way, it's good for either bus trip.
Yep, for sure.
That's awesome. And live. Heck yes.
Hey.
Okay, well that's easy, Carla. Carla,
Yeah.
here's your winner. You can contact the winner now that we know who it is.
Look, I wrote it down.
Hey. It's official.
Okay. Perfect. Reach out to Carla. She won't reach out to you through the Nordic Lodge. We have a rule, Carla. We don't ever reach out to any of the winners. That way they're not getting scammed, just in case one hacker comes in.
Perfect.
They have to reach out to us. So reach out to Carla, and Carla get you all squared away, and we'll make sure that you got a $200 tackle package there for when you show up to the lodge.
Hey. Congratulations again.
Can't get much easier than that. Oh, now people are asking, Tony wants to know if you're going to take Tony. See? Got lots of stuff. People got the number written down already. Perfect. Oh, my goodness. 12 days.
Thank you so much for joining us, Carla. You know what? Anytime we get the 3 of us together, it's always some good laughs and some BS in some way or another. And I really appreciate. There is not a better way to spend December 23rd than ending it with Carla every year.
And you know what? We were really nice to Dan today.
I agree. We behave, Daniel.
We should get a gold star on our chart.
Well, that's only because you got your piano behind you.
That's right, because I'm at the neighbors.
That's right.
Oh, you are as well.
Oh, we joined the neighbors.
Thank you guys, and thank you for not quitting.
Yeah, it's every year. It's a lot of work, but every year,
Yeah,
it's good.
Thank
You know
you.
what? We've all through the 12 days. It gets easier and easier, Carla, every year. Knowing that the partnerships and that 12 days, we joke, and all joking aside, I guess, is some 12 days for some people is like, it's good for them, right? It's something to tune into all Christmas. And we're just glad to be able to bring something, partner up with a bunch of cool companies and bring some entertainment, fun entertainment, clean entertainment. Mostly clean entertainment for 12 days before Christmas. So we're just hoping we can bring some joy to people.
It joins the industry together at a good time of year. And, some people need that. So, yeah. You guys do amazing things for the fishing industry, and we're all very fortunate to have you on our sides to, work together and be part of a team. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
We're kicking you out, Carla. It's way past your bedtime.
You're right.
It was 7 o'clock a long time ago.
And plus, I have to go home because I'm at the neighbors.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Don't forget to turn off the lights when you go.
Okay, take care, you guys, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Carla.
Take care. Well, there we go. Day 12 done. Now what? Day 13?
No, don't even give that as an option. Last double down. Ooh, hey, you know what? Over $20,000, Daniel.
That's
over
pretty crazy.
$20,000 in the last 12 days that we have contributed, worth of prizes, worth of tackle, worth of trips.
All of our sponsors and partners have contributed. It's pretty amazing.
It is absolutely incredible to know that people believe in Big Sky and believe in the following of Big Sky. And we couldn't make things possible without your partner, without our partnerships, but also without you guys at home providing the support. Over $20,000 in the last 12 days. That is incredible.
We averaged over 650 entries per day for 12 days in a row, considering it's only live for about 16 hours before we start putting names in. Like, that's without you guys, 12 days wouldn't be as enjoyable. And these companies see huge value in you guys. So it's nice that everyone comes together. So
yes, lots of comments coming in. New Year's show. Oh man, we did a 8-hour-long production one year over
that
New
was
Year's.
Insane.
That was counting down the top 10 moments of Big Sky. And we had guests in house. It was a full 8-hour production. It was like a full movie.
It was a lot longer than 8 hours because we ended the broadcast and had people in the back studio still. And they talked till 2 or 3 in the morning, and we were long gone to sleep. So
special thanks to all of our sponsors. So just off the top of my head, we've had Element Custom Baits. We have had the Outdoorsman in Medicine Hat. We had Black Pine Creative. We had Stillwater Adventures. We had Bridgeview Baits, Bridgeview Bed and Breakfast, Kingsland Outfitting. We had Harvest Outfitters, TC Moto. Of course, we had Beaver Lodge.
the Outdoorsman.
The Outdoorsman. That's the old logo, honey, from a previous year. The Outdoorsman here in Medicine Hat. What else do we have? Oh, Streamside. We had a whole night of Streamside with the president of CG Emery and Streamside in studio. TC Greenback Tackle Shack, a brand new store. We had them in studio. Striker Night, and of course we had Nordic Lodge. So huge thank you to all of them. And please continue.
You forgot your best buddy Dan from Valley.
Oh, right there, Valley Fashions on probably the most important night when families get nominated. Yes, from Valley Outdoors. And so big thank you to them.
If you guys have any ideas for us for 12 days for next year, for some fun twists to 12 days, we're always open to listening and more ideas. Just give us a couple weeks before you write us your ideas. our inbox is pretty it's hard to navigate already.
Hey.
But we're always open to that stuff as well. If you guys would like to see more lives, more stuff from with, we got some cool ideas for the future. If there's anything you'd like to see, let us know.
Kimberly did ask about when we are doing the kids coloring contest. So we do. Daniel just asked me this actually yesterday. He's like, we haven't had kids call in night. And I said, honey, that's the coloring contest. So typically the coloring contest is either end of January or into February. So probably the month of February, we do 3 weeks of putting the coloring contest out there. Kids send in their entries after they color them. And then we do a live night where we have the littles call us. That is so much fun when the littles call us over the phone. And anywhere from 3-year-olds up to 12-year-olds will call us in live. That's a pretty special night for Big Sky, is those live call-ins for the coloring contest.
And all we do all night is just constant giving stuff away all night for kids. It's
that's a fun night. So stay tuned. We got big things planned for the 2025 season, and we look forward to connecting with you in new and different ways. And stay tuned for more media. We got some things in the work for filming too, so stay tuned for that.
Harvest outfitting.
Yeah, I mentioned harvest outfitting up on Cold Lake. Yep. Live stream of pro staff Dan and Alicia demoing new products. Oh, that would be a lot of our content is pretty raw and unedited, just like 12 days. Raw and unedited.
Yeah, we're rough around the edges, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's all, folks. We're done for 12 days. Stay tuned for those future upcoming things. If you have ideas, you want to connect with us, hit us up on Facebook. You can hit us up on Insta. We do have a TikTok account too, so Big Sky Flies and Jigs. Or if you have questions, email us at info@bigskyflies.ca. And of course, you can purchase any products at www.bigskyjigs.com.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. And 12 days is finally over. Congratulations to all the winners.
Take care.